Today we're going to be solving one of Padel's biggest dilemmas, which is which side should you play. We're also going to be covering which player should take which ball, what kind of style you should be playing on each side, what left-handed players should always be doing, and what kind of partner would be best to complement your game. Let's start with the different responsibilities for each side. For the most part, if you're playing on the left side, you should be more attacking, you should be more aggressive, you should be the player trying to win the point more, and you should be the more dominant player. You should take a lot more of the overheads, and your main goal when you're playing, it should be really to finish the point. Still building up the point slowly, but your main goal is to be the one to finish the point. If you're playing on the left, you need to spend a lot of time training the winning shots, smashes, bandejas and viboras, and good forehand volleys as well. Talking mostly to those beginner and early intermediate players right now, that doesn't mean if you're playing on the left, you can smash every single ball. You still got to play good paddle, build the point slowly and still play slow, but you need to have the winning point as well. Now, if you're playing on this right side instead, this is the side that you should be playing a lot more consistent, solid, steady, setting up the point slowly. Your main job should be trying to keep the net position, trying to keep the opponents back, but you shouldn't really be thinking about trying to win the point. Your job is to try and set the point up for your partner on the left. If I'm playing on the right and my partner Jake is playing on the left, I will try and play lots of good forehand volleys with lots of spin down the middle or down to the opponent's feet. So hopefully they play a crap return and then Jake can go forward and smash and win the point. Just a quick one for all the left-handed players, you should play on the right side because again, that means all the balls down the middle are going to be on your forehand. Ideally, you should find yourself a player that's right-handed. It won't be too tricky. A dream combination, you know, a lefty and a righty together. It's very hard to beat down that middle because they've both got their dominant hand in the middle. One question I get a lot is how much of the court should the left-sided player take? And for me, it's around 55 to 60% of the court. I'm at the net position here and balls are coming to my backhand on this side. It's a lot better for the player on the left to come over and use his forehand to try and win the point. And this especially goes for overheads because I've got more time to move out the way of it. Very common scenario is I'll play a volley to someone, they'll play a big lob up and I'll just step straight out of the way and let the player on the left move over and attack the ball. Another big question is should you switch on the serve? I'm sure this happens a lot to you guys watching when you're playing paddle. Someone starts serving and they go, oh, do you stay or do you switch? Or some people say, do you play the Australian or the normal, like, forget this Australian name because I don't like the name Australian because it's like some strange technique. I'd much rather just call it proper paddle. You're gonna stay on your own side. We've been discussing all day today how to play on the left, how to play on the right, the tactics with your partner, what you should do if you're on the right side, what you should do on the left side. So then if you go into a game and on the first point you have to switch, it's gonna completely throw you off. You've got different responsibilities for each side. The corner is completely different as well. You might have spent ages training on the right side in the corner, mastered it. You go into a game and suddenly you've got to play on the left side in the corner. Stick to your own side in paddle. Don't do this switching thing every time. If you're still not sure which side you should be playing, left or right, that's okay. My advice, and this goes for everyone as well, is try and learn both sides but try and master one. So for me personally, I can play both sides. I can play on the left side, but I can also play on the right. I am stronger on the left because I've played probably about 100 more hours on that side. My defense is better, my positioning is better. I just know that side a lot better. But if I play a paddle tournament with a 6'5" tall Spanish guy, I'm gonna let him go on the left because he's got a massive smash, he's a lot taller than me, he can reach a lot more of those high balls, and I will go on the right. So that's why it's important to learn both, but ideally you want to master one. Another thing to consider is what paddle racket you're using depending on which side you're playing. So if you're playing on the left, you should probably be using quite an attacking paddle racket, maybe a teardrop or a diamond shaped racket with strong materials that's going to give a lot of fast ball speed when you hit aggressive smashes, aggressive bandejas, viboras. Whereas if you're playing on the right side, it's probably better to use something a lot more control based with a big sweet spot, something that's going to be ideal for control, comfort, placing the ball around, setting the point up for your attacking partner that plays on the left. If you need any advice on that paddle racket, you can always contact me via my website, Everything Paddle. The final thing I'm going to cover today is what partner would be best for your game. Ideally, if you're a consistent player, you will find a dominant attacking partner to play with. And if you're a dominant player, you'll find a consistent, solid partner to play with. Those combinations work very, very well together. It's a very easy game plan to follow for both of you. You know your jobs when you go on the court, you know what you have to do. The biggest problem is when you have two dominant players playing on the same team, two egos going together. This is bad because both of you will be trying to go for a lot of winners, which means mistakes can creep in. I think you've seen this at the really high levels with Ali Galan and Juan LeBron in the World Padel Tour. Don't get me wrong, some of the best players in the world, but you can still see that arguments happen between them. LeBron gets very frustrated. You hear that Galan isn't always happy playing with LeBron, and it's because you've got two very dominant players playing together. Let me know what your opinion is on this entire subject in the comment section below. I'll reply to every single comment, and once again, thanks for watching.